What's up, stackers? It's your boy GP with Zest Protocol and Stacking DAO, tuning in for a little bit of an update here, taking a look at the markets and what is going on in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Let's dive right in. So if we are taking a look on coin market cap here, we can see that the total crypto market cap is sitting around $2.16 trillion, up 0.73% on the last 24 hours. We've got the fear and greed index sitting in fear just around 27. The altcoin season index up to 53 out of 100. Just the other day it was sitting around 51. So altcoin season on the horizon. Let me know what you think in the chat. And the average crypto RSI sitting around 47.86% in the neutral territory. Taking a look at Bitcoin here, we can see that the total market cap for Bitcoin is sitting around $1.25 trillion, up 0.79%, sitting just at 62,755 for the price action on Bitcoin. Very, very lovely. Can't wait to see a trend reversal of some sort. Maybe we are building some sort of head and shoulders pattern here, and we start to pump out of this bottom. Very, very nice. Moving on into the Stacks ecosystem, we can see that a majority of the ecosystem is green, with the memes taking a nice little turn to the upside. We've got Flat Earth up 2.04%, SAI up 2.31%, BPEPE up 0.36%, not up 0.44%, and Nasty up 2%. So, looking at Dog here, also have Dog, big shout out to the Dog Army, up 3.11%. We are in a very, very good place. I think that we're forming some sort of a bottom here, and Robinhood launching their own chain, and Cash Cat is their meme that they're trading over there on Robinhood chain. I just don't feel it. And also Ansem launching his own token and sending Ansem on Solana. So kind of sparking a meme coin rally before we see everything else take a turn to the upside. So really, really cool to see that people are trading again, and crypto winter may just be over. Moving on into the news here, got some really, really cool stuff to cover for you from the main Stacking DAO handle here. That is at Stacking DAO. Business Insider covered the SBTC announcement. stBTC is Bitcoin that earns Bitcoin on stacks. Base yield is expected to come in around 2.6%. So Business Insider getting involved and getting excited for the launch of self-custodial Bitcoin staking, along with the launch of stBTC. So if we come down here, we got some takes from Tycho here, the co-founder of Zest and Stacking DAO. Bitcoin staking is the first step. Zest Protocol founder Tycho explains how staked BTC could open the door for more borrowing and earning on stacks. So let me listen into this real quick. I want to watch this with you and check it out.
For such a long time, right? You could stake, the leading crypto assets, right? Like Ethereum or Sol, but on Bitcoin it was very hard to earn yield through staking. And when users can earn yield through staking their Bitcoin on the Stacks network, then it also becomes very attractive to then borrow against that staked Bitcoin position, because then you've got really the two use cases in one, right? It's one, earning yield on your Bitcoin. You can just do that. But if you then also want to get some liquidity, you can then borrow against that yielding Bitcoin as well. And that's obviously like that's a very exciting use case, and that's the use case that most people who hold Bitcoin are most excited about.
Very big stuff coming for our ecosystem. Self-custodial Bitcoin staking is very base. We have our first inaugural participant in self-custodial Bitcoin staking already lined up. So Bitcoin treasury companies getting onboarded into the Stacks ecosystem. Who's next? Let me know what you think in the comments. Moving on, also have a post here from Tycho that I wanted to read into, right? So it's very, very interesting and it's a good read. So I'm going to read through it with you and, kind of check out STBTC and the use case behind it. So with Bitcoin staking, Stacks becomes the chain with native BTC yield at its core. Bitcoin staking pays stakers around 3% at initial parameters, denominated in BTC, secured by Bitcoin. With stacking DAO, STBTC, that number becomes a yield floor across the Stacks chain. So that's the base yield that you can get just for participating in self custodial Bitcoin staking. Other ecosystems that touched BTC before this started from zero yield. Wrap BTC earns nothing, and any yield on top has to be created by token emissions or paid by borrowers. Stack starts with the rate the chain produces itself. Stacks Bitcoin staking becomes the BTC reference rate for Stacks DeFi. So looping against STBTC collateral means Zest Protocol's Stacks market ends up with a BTC interest rate curve for all supplied BTC. STBTC in a Bitflow pool pays the staking yield on top of trading fees. CDPs can be built on top of BTC with baked-in yield and more. Each of those positions locks STX as staking capacity and moves more BTC through the chain. Fees rise, miner spends rises, and the yield floor rises with them. Bitcoin has never had a base rate denominated in BTC, and now Stacks is where BTC yield curve gets built. So you have your base rate around 3% for participating in self-custodial Bitcoin staking. And then on top of that, you can go and get STBTC and then put it through the primitives and protocols in the chain to earn even more yield with your Bitcoin. So it's very, very based. I love that, Tycho has made this breakdown for us, right? So your base earnings can be 3% or up close to 3%, and then you can earn even more for participating in the different things that we have within this ecosystem. Very cool stuff. And then last but not least for this video, I wanted to cover the introduction to STBTC making Stacks Bitcoin staking liquid. So Stacking DAO announces STBTC, a liquid staked version of BTC built for Stacks' upcoming Bitcoin staking release. STBTC will let Bitcoin holders earn yield through staking while keeping their capital liquid and ready to move across the rest of the Stacks ecosystem. Bitcoin is the largest pool of capital in the digital economy, and most of it sits idle. Only a small fraction of Bitcoin supply is deployed in on-chain finance today, while the rest of it stays parked in custody, exchange-traded funds, and treasuries. Stacking DAO built STBTC to close that gap and give Bitcoin holders a native path to putting their capital to work. STBTC is the missing bridge between earning Bitcoin yield and putting Bitcoin capital to work. A holder will be able to stake Bitcoin and participate in Bitcoin native finance at the same time, rather than choosing between the two. STBTC represents BTC bonded to Stacks' Bitcoin staking system, where it earns a base yield expected to launch around 2.6% under initial parameters. The underlying BTC remains locked in a Stacks Bitcoin staking bond, secured entirely by Bitcoin, while STBTC itself stays liquid and transferable on the Stacks chain. Underlying BTC is paired with existing STX backing from STSTX and STSTX BTC, enabling BTC holders to earn BTC yield on their BTC without STX exposure. From that yield floor, STBTC can flow into the financial applications already live on Stacks, including lending platforms like Zest Protocol, trading pools like Bitflow, with the base yield continuing to accrue underneath. STBTC is also Bitcoin native by design, so the Stacks network settles activity on Bitcoin through proof of transfer, backed 100% by Bitcoin's hash power, and reads Bitcoin's state directly with no oracle or trusted relay. This stands apart from the past attempts to bring Bitcoin into DeFi by wrapping it into other chains and routing it through centralized custodians. STBTC keeps the decentralization, settlement, and the security of Bitcoin itself. Stacking DAO is well positioned to bring STBTC to market. We have run STX stacking infrastructure for over 2 years, managing over 150 million of peak stake capital for 40,000 plus stakers without security incidents. That record is what makes Stacking DAO the team building the liquid staking layer for Bitcoin on Stacks. STBTC is expected to launch just before Stacks' Bitcoin staking release, so Bitcoin holders will be able to stake BTC, receive STBTC, and begin earning yield directly through Stacking DAO at app.stackingdao.com. Be the first to know when STBTC launches. Right here, you can click here, and it'll take you directly to register for early access. I will push this post to the top of my timeline just so you can stay in the know and go read for yourself. This is really awesome too. You can go and check out the docs. You click here, it's going to bring you to the docs. So let me get rid of that and bring this up here. And this is more information on STBTC for you. Just wanted to read through and keep you in the know. So STBTC is the tokenized version of staked Bitcoin, designed to earn native Bitcoin yield and auto compounding SBTC rewards while remaining usable across Stacks dApps. User deposits BTC on Bitcoin L1 or SBTC on Stacks L2 to mint STBTC, which increases in value automatically as Bitcoin staking are earned. STBTC equals deposited BTC plus rewards. STBTC can be deployed across DeFi protocols to generate additional yields or points and can be redeemed back to SBTC at any time. STBTC brings Stacks Bitcoin staking yield on chain, extending Stacking DAO's stacking infrastructure from STX to BTC itself. In development with Stacks supporting Stacking DAO to build it, STBTC joins STSTX and STSTX BTC as the third liquid staking token from the largest DeFi protocol on Stacks. STBTC is built to be put to work across Stacks DeFi. It can be posted as collateral on Zest protocol and will have pairs on Stacks' dexes and so on. Deposit and mint. So you deposit BTC on Bitcoin L1 or SBTC on Stacks L2 to mint STBTC in return. Stacking DAO holds the backing SBTC across a liquid reserve and staked positions and stakes it on the user's behalf. POX5 and Signer Manager. So STBTC is built on POX5, the Bitcoin staking primitive that replaces the pools and delegations of POX4. Staking runs through a Signer Manager, a contract stacking DAO deploys and registers, which stake sits behind. POX5 recognizes the Signer Manager as the signer and directs the pooled SBTC rewards to it. Okay, awesome. SBTC bonds. So staked Bitcoin is committed through POX5 bond. POX5 allows one bond per account, and bonds can overlap up to 6 active at once. So Stacking DAO runs several staking accounts behind the Signer Manager to stay continuously deployed. Individual SBTC bonds lock for 12 cycles, longer than the roughly 1 cycle unlock on the STX products. Reward flow. So each cycle, Stacking DAO claims SBTC from the POX5 waterfall and distributes it. A commission goes to the protocol and validators, and the remainder is distributed to STBTC holders. Liquidity. So withdrawals mirror the STX model, an instant withdrawal from the reserve buffer for a small fee, or a cooldown of roughly 1 cycle through a withdrawal NFT. Stacking DAO refills the buffer by recalling bonded SBTC on demand with no cycle timing restriction, giving STBTC a liquidity advantage over STSTX and STSTX BTC products. Love it. So the key features to STBTC: non-custodial, so users stay fully in control of their assets. Auto compounding BTC yield, so the STBTC ratio grows with SBTC each cycle with no claiming required. Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out, so earn Bitcoin yield on Bitcoin through proof of transfer with no need to source or hold STX. On-demand liquidity, bonded SBTC is recallable instantly, so redemptions aren't bound by the 12-cycle bond lock. And composable across Stacks DeFi. Use STBTC as collateral on Zest and across Stacks protocols while it keeps earning. It's really, really cool, and I think that this is a huge unlock for our ecosystem, bringing a new class of stakers to Stacks. very, very big, and I can't wait to see all of the different things in this breakdown come online. POX5, SBTC bonds, and more coming to Stacks. So stay in the know. Give me a follow at GPSC underscore STX. Get into the Zest and Stacking DAO discords to learn more about STBTC. And get ready, guys. A new wave is upon us, and we are at the most historical time for Bitcoin. Bring the Bitcoin back on chain and earn Bitcoin on Bitcoin yield. I'm your boy GP with Zest Protocol and Stacking DAO, and I'm wishing you a very lovely rest of your week. Going into the weekend, I hope the high frequencies follow you and that love surrounds you. And, we'll get straight to it. Keep showing up and showing out, and put your assets to work and get ready for the next leg up. Put your bullhorns on, get activated, get mobilized, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.